Oh, I said thank you, Connie.
All right, and we are live. Hello, welcome everybody to the Elite Marketing Pro Monday Mojo. Thank you so much for joining us this evening from all around the world. I know many of you guys are getting your emails letting you know that we've gone live. So popping on, I know we're going to see many of you. I'm super excited about tonight's Monday Mojo. For those that don't know me, my name is Chef Katrina. I am your Director of Client Experience here for Elite Marketing Pro. I'm also a mentor, speaker, and all-around community manager, team builder. Heck, I even build funnels for fun. So I'm super excited to be here this evening with you guys, and I just want to make sure everybody can hear me over on Facebook world. So I'm going to do a quick Facebook check-in with you guys over here. So everybody that's on our Facebook, if you can just make sure that we've got mic and you've got video, that would be awesome. I think everybody over here on our Fire Talk is seeing us live, so we're good. No issues yet. But this is going to be a really powerful training that we're doing tonight. So yes, we can see you guys. Lori's with us over here. Perfect. You guys are watching us over here. We can hear you. Great. Thank you, Lori. So Lori's got us going on. And I met Lori just recently out in San Diego. So that was really cool. We got to hang out together as I was attending the Traffic and Conversion Summit out there. So that was a lot of fun. So yeah, so we guys got you on here. I know that our time is valuable, guys, and I really want to make sure we get the most information in over the next hour. So let's go ahead and kick this off. Thank you again all for joining me on today's Monday Mojo. I have our special guest tonight, which her name is Rinat. She is a world-renowned photographer. She's been published all around the world. She's absolutely amazing. And one thing is, I got to meet her at a marketing event that I was at. We do a lot of network marketing here locally, or marketing locally, networking locally. And we had met through a mutual friend at a co-working studio. And she has been amazing. She attended my Facebook classes. She's really taking on her business. And when I got to see what she was up to, I was like, oh my gosh, I really would love for her to do the photo shoot for Elite Marketing Pro, because we need a really strong brand. We need a strong image. And when I saw what she was up to, I'm like, this is the person I want to do this. So Rinat came to us and did our incredible photo shoot. For those that got the email, you saw a glimpse of one of the photos that she took for us. And she took our headshots, and she really was able to capture the essence of what Elite Marketing Pro is. And for that, that is what she's really good at. And there's only a certain type of person and a photographer that can pull off what she does. And the fact that I've got her on here tonight really is amazing. It's a blessing, and I couldn't be more proud to have her with us tonight. So for those of you who don't know who she is, I'm going to have her quickly share a little bit about her story. I know she just jumped off. We'll get her back on just here in a second. She's going to share her story, how she got started, how she got involved in this, and how she is she's a marketing strategist photographer, is I believe what we talk about. So it's going to be really cool to have her on here. She's also done photo shoots for Hillary, who's our social media marketer here at Elite Marketing Pro. And even our Fast Track members have a opportunity to work with her and have her take their photos. So that is really something that's awesome and amazing about her. And let me see if I can get her back on here so that we can continue having amazing conversations. I think we just lost her for a second. Let's bring her back. There she is, coming back on with us. We lost you for just a moment.
I know. I missed the introduction. That's okay.
It's okay. We got it recorded over on Facebook. You can watch it over there.
Very cool.
Real quick, just share a little bit about who you are, how you got started in this industry, and especially doing what you're doing now. Because I know we've talked. This has been an evolution for you to do what you're doing. So if you can just introduce yourself to the community.
Sure. So I've been a professional photographer 18 years. I got a degree in photography and visual merchandising from the Ohio State University, And at the time, did research and wrote a thesis while I was there about the influence of photography on purchasing behavior. And so it always interests me. And I was photographing, I was photographing whatever, weddings, portraits, everything. And it was about 8 years ago, I moved somewhere new and I started looking for local businesses. You move somewhere new, you want to hire a lawyer, an accountant, you want to find people. So I started Googling all these small businesses. And I don't know what it was at the time. I think there was a picture on sale on a stock photo site or something because everybody was using the same photo for their, so all the accountant, the lawyer, everybody had the kid with the painted hands. If you don't know what it is, go on my website. I have a 6-minute video where I'm showing that photo that started it all. And I was looking at it and I was thinking, who are you? Why would I want to use you? I mean, how are you different from your competition? So that got me thinking about how we all moved online. Small businesses, that was right 8 years ago, where everybody just moved online, and small businesses kind of got lost in the shuffle because they lost their story. The visual presence wasn't there. And I said, well, how can we get small businesses to connect with their target audience? I mean, nobody reads anymore. There's actually research that shows that in the past 4 years, we as the human race created 90% of the content that has ever been created. So, I mean, we all photograph all day. We all see pictures all day. I call it visual white noise. Basically, it becomes visual white noise. I mean, what makes you stop and go, oh, I want to work with that person? So I went back to my thesis that I wrote more years ago than I care to admit, and read over that again. And then I was a few years before that, I was Walt Disney Imagineers in-house photographer. So I learned the creative process on how to pull a story together over there. So I took what I learned in my thesis and I took what I learned at Walt Disney Imagineers and I created the photo marketing strategy, which basically the whole concept is to create pictures that would connect to the small business target audience in a way that would create a call to action, would make the target audience or pick up the phone and go, I want to work with you. So that's how that started, I guess.
No, that's awesome. So, I mean, you've got Disney training, you've got your thesis, you've got the desire and want to help small businesses and really help them create their story in an impact in a visually. That doesn't really exist too much.
Well, yeah, it's my own innovation. I've been doing it. I actually started this overseas. And when I was at the time living in Israel, and then I did it in Russia, and then I came here and started doing it here. And it's all over the world. All small businesses kind of suffer from the same syndrome where they don't know how to present themselves visually online. And we do live in a world of visuals today. I mean, that's what makes us connect to other people. So I started doing this on a very small scale. And the whole thing is the bigger companies, they have an advertising budget. They don't have an issue. They can just, pay and get a whole advertising firm. But small businesses usually lack the budget, but have a great story of why. Usually every small business I have worked with has a story why they started doing what they're doing. And it means a lot. And we connect with people we know and like. And I didn't say this, Warren Buffett did. So that's who we do business with. Yeah. So when the small business loses their story, there's no reason there to connect and work with them. And yes, I do have passion to bring out the story and translate it into effective and engaging visuals for them. So they can use, or the small business can use it on social media, on their website, kind of have instead of buying stock photos, kind of have your own stock photos, like having your own bank of images that are yours and tell your story and are relevant to you, and would connect with your target audience.
So when building your brand online, right? Because that's the majority of our community here that's with us. They're building online. What are some good tips they should probably follow when they're starting to first build out, right? Like they get their first website or they're looking to put their profile picture up on social media. What is the first thing they should think about?
Well, there are a few things. I'm going to start with the biggest thing, in my opinion, is that something that people are not aware of is that you really cannot just go online and pull pictures that you like, that you're like, oh, let me just go find a picture and I'll use it in my website. You really can't just do that. I mean, there is a very good chance that it's copyright protected. There is a very good chance that you will get sued. You just can't do that. So, and people don't realize that. So that is, I think, the number one misconception, that if it's online, it's free for all. Mm-hmm. And I know a photographer, a professional photographer, that ended up suing someone that used his image, his beautiful image, on their website and made a lot of money off of it. So, I'm sorry for the small business. That's a shame.
Yeah.
So, I think that's the biggest thing. When it comes to the next mistake is photographing it yourself, which is just, it's not working. It's almost like, I always say, it's like, I'm a professional photographer, right? And let's say I'm going to decide to be a chef, right? Because I just want to be a chef. I can do this. I cook at home. I make pretty good food in my kitchen. I think I can do this, right? So I'm just going to go to a restaurant and I'm going to be a chef. It doesn't really work like that. So same thing with photography. Using a professional photographer who actually knows how to get a good picture of you would make a huge difference. In terms of headshot, there is the very traditional headshot that you can do. There are many ways to do a headshot, basically, but you definitely want something that would depict your brand. If you want, I wrote on my website, you can download a free ebook. Try and say that fast 3 times. Free ebook about 5 tips on how to present your brand visually online. So you can just download it. It's off of my website, rinathalon.com. And I talk about these things. It has to be a photo, whatever it is. It has to be a photo that's relevant. Don't put a photo of, I don't know, your kid if it has nothing to do with your business. So it has to be a photo that would make a potential customer connect to you. I'll give you an example about a headshot because that's the one that you kind of touched on. If we're talking about a headshot, I was working with a doctor who's very well known, plastic surgeon, very well known internationally. I'm going to write the website in the comments in a second here. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Oh, Hillary, thank you. So I was working with a doctor, and he's very well known, but he's also very shy. He's uncomfortable in front of the camera. So I went on his website, and this very, very well-known doctor has a camera on his website that you can see that was taken with a smartphone. He's wearing a black T-shirt. He's not even smiling into the camera. And he's a plastic surgeon. I mean, he works with women to make them pretty and, works with intimate parts. So when I met with him after we kind of opened up and were able to talk, I said, so why this picture? Why are you using this picture? And he said, I don't care. I just, they needed the picture. And I said, well, I got to tell you, if it were me, that picture, I know you're a very capable doctor because we all know you. I know you're an incredible plastic surgeon, but I don't So I need to see the person. In his case, he was missing the personality. So we knew he was extremely professional, but we're missing the personality. So I started kind of asking him questions. So he loves the ocean. He lives by the ocean. The clinic is on the ocean. He surfs. Both his sons surf. They're surf champions. And I said, all right, well, I need you to put a suit on because I don't need the doctor coats because everyone knows you because they know his face. So I need you to just put a suit on. Please put a pink shirt on so you look kind of, not all dressed up in a suit. And we're going to have you walking on the beach. That's going to be your profile picture. And these pictures, you can see it on my website. There's some samples. He's got a huge smile on his face. He's happy. He's walking around. Now it looks like somebody you can actually engage with. It's a doctor that you're comfortable talking with. So that's a big example of a lifestyle. I call them lifestyle portraits. They're not really headshots. Mm-hmm. Headshots is when you're going to get arrested.
It is. So I know one of the questions that we have, and I know you touched on it a little bit, and we've chatted about this. So I just want some clarity around this. I know there's a huge movement going on around images on social, on pulling images from Google, Yahoo, and Bing, right? Because like you said, they can be copyrighted, they can belong to other people. Some of the conversations we've had around this have actually been, well, if you credit the site for the image, that's a workaround, like just making sure you credit the site. Because, it could be where, I know, you're looking at me going, no, you want your own images. But when you're talking to, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'll give you a perfect example. My book is coming out. I'm like on the very last edge of writing my book about how to photograph better. So I have a couple of images there that I'm using that are historical pictures. Now they're public pictures, they're historical pictures. You can find them anywhere on the website. There is no way I'm going to use them in my book without getting permission, like actually talking to the owner of those images and making sure it's okay. And then, for example, one shot that I actually got the okay already, I'm using an old advertisement for Kodak, like back in the day when cameras first started. So I want to show, I'm talking about it. It's part of the conversation in the book about how photography started. And so I want to show that image. So I contacted the museum, the Kodak House up in Rochester, New York, and they're giving me permission to use it, and they're sending me the high-res image. But, I would never just pull it off. So I'm saying, yes, it's possible, but please check.
That's why I'm asking, right? Because there is, and I want to give the right information. Like, I don't want to just give information to give information. And I think what you said is valid. Like, if they have it on a website, go ask them, right? If it's something you want to pull and it's really important and it makes it relevant and it's something you want to talk about, go ask them. And if they say no, they say no. If they say yes, they say yes. And if they charge you, they charge you. Like, at least you have an idea and you're not going to get slapped with a lawsuit.
Get it in writing.
Get it in writing.
Right. Yes.
Got that.
You want? Yeah.
And that makes perfect sense. That absolutely makes perfect sense. So.
You absolutely.
The other question I see come up a lot, and I see people do this quite a bit, is that we have tons of social media out there, right? We've got a lot of things that are going on, and people get so concerned over the cover photo being everywhere, and yet I feel like sometimes the focus needs to actually be on the profile image, because that's the image that actually really does get seen more than the cover photo that everyone's so concerned about. So would you recommend the same image? Would you recommend different images? Like, what is some thoughts and feedbacks around that?
Are you talking about like on the Facebook cover photo and then the profile picture? Okay, great question. So, first of all, these two pictures need to work together somehow. They need to, because they're they're kind of one within the other, and visually they need to complement each other. That you complete me, right here. You complete me. These two pictures need to complete each other. I would say with the cover picture, I agree with you. I mean, yes, you see the profile picture, you see much more. Absolutely. I would do the cover photo is one that I usually recommend creating one and just leaving it there, just letting it be. It's kind of like the backstory. It's the background. It's a pretty background picture. Yeah, the one that changes is the profile one. Absolutely. Now, but for the profile one, you can use different things. It doesn't necessarily need to be your head. That's what I'm saying. But whatever it is, it has to be relevant. And it has to be, I will say this, it has to be, if this is a small business, it has to be business, it has to have a business look to it. It can't be something that doesn't respect your business, really. I mean, if you're in the business of owning a small business, you need to have photographs that will show that will depict that. It's very different from your personal profile. It's completely different. I'll give you the best example. My logo is the dog. It's behind me, hanging. Let's see, right there. See him?
Yep.
He's hanging on the wall up there. Yeah. So that's my logo. Yeah, I'll bring it back. So that's my logo is the dog. There's a very good reason why this is my logo, and that's the profile picture on my business page. Facebook. There's a very, very good reason why this is my logo, and what it does is it creates intrigue. It creates interest. You don't necessarily like it, but you want to know more about it. And for me, that's perfect. That's what I need. So what I'm trying to say is with the profile picture, create again, it's the same concept. You got to have a picture there that would make somebody want to go, I want to know more. There has to be some emotional connection to the photograph.
Got that.
When I first created this as my logo, it cracks me up because my cousin, who loves me very much and admires my work and, is very supportive all those years. So she calls me, and she's a school teacher, Amy. So she calls me and she's like, I got to tell you something. You can't be offended. And I said, no, it's okay, please, go ahead. And she goes into this like rampage about, what are you doing with the stupid dog? You have these beautiful pictures and this is awful and it's silly and I don't understand. And it makes me angry. I let her go through the whole thing, and I said, Amy, are you hearing yourself? Are you hearing how emotionally vested you are in this picture of the stupid dog? And she said, yes. And I said, perfect. That's what I'm looking for. It made you pick up the phone and call me. That's exactly what I wanted. Thank you.
So the question is so like we have a lot of direct sales, network marketing, and the one thing that we here at Elite Marketing Pro teach is about personal branding. So for many of them, it's also getting their face out for the first time, right? And really building that foundation with their audience. So the question is should you be changing your profile picture often? And is it okay to use your profile image if you're building your brand?
So, and specifically, you're talking about social media marketing.
Yep,
for that?
specifically social media marketing. We're talking profile pictures on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. Like just congruently across their many. This is their first time ever building their brand online, and so they're building their first trust relationship, I guess you can say. So, and they're building their team. So for a lot of them, they are the forefront of their team. So it tends to be that their brand is themselves as a personal image.
So with that said, it is really, again, because we are indicted with so many images, it is really important that you kind of stay, if it's your brand, it has to kind of stay the same. Mm-hmm. It's for a while. It has to stay the same. I'll give you an example that's personal, but still exactly relevant. Actually, I got two for you. Here's one. So I decided to straighten my hair. It was a couple months ago. Okay, I'm known for this. That's the messy hair right here. I'm known for it. I decided to straighten my hair. No one recognized me, and the reactions were very extreme once they realized it was me. So if you're building a brand, I wouldn't recommend doing it. I'm not the face of my brand. The dog is. So I can kind of, have fun, but it is a big deal. And then I'm thinking about, we're going to play charade. Susie, I think it's Susie Erman, the financial guru,
Yep.
right? For years, because she always talks about money and how to save money and how to be very aware of how you're spending money. If you notice, she always wore the same earrings, always. Like that was her accessories. She always wore the same earrings, whatever pictures there were taken, whatever, videos she was on, always the same earrings, because that was her brand was showing that you shouldn't spend a lot of money, different accessories all the time. So that's what you saw every time. And when you saw her, you saw the short hair and those earrings, which were specifically recognizable to her, even if you're not aware that you're seeing it. So if you're starting to build your brand, my suggestion is get a really good shot and of yourself, if you're the face of the brand, whatever it is that you decide that would be a good shot, and leave it there for a while.
Yeah, I would agree. I would say most people need to, my experience has been like a year. Like really honestly, because it's a trust factor. It's like they need to see that same image over and over again to know who you are.
Yeah. And really, and it's almost like anytime you do marketing, right? So you tell me, but I do believe that's how it is. So it's a matter of you just got to do the same thing over and you send the same. If you have a promotion, then you send it again and again and again, and it's the same promotion. So people, it takes a while to sink in. Same with your visual. Absolutely. I would say, building trust, huge. Look professional. Whatever you do, look professional in your picture, please.
Yes.
And but I will say this, if your brand is to be goofy and funny, and then you go with that, but it still has a professional look to it. I mean, you can be goofy and funny in a professional way. If that makes sense.
That's true. So Teresa asked, is it okay to use a picture of something other than your face? I've always heard that you shouldn't use anything but your face, no animals, babies, or logos. And just to give you context around this, Rinat, what that means is that sometimes if you're going to live events, a picture on a business profile. Now we're talking predominantly business profile. So we're talking your fan page, guys. We're talking your actual brand out there. If you have pictures of your children as your profile image, what happens when you go to live events is that nobody connects the two.
Right. Absolutely. No, I agree. So first of all, my answer is no, it does not need to be your face. However, it shouldn't be your kids unless your kids are your business. That's my point. So I go wherever I go at this point now. I've had the dog as my logo for the past, let's say 7 years, 6 or 7 years. Everybody recognizes it and everybody connects me with the dog at this point. So, and it's a dog, it's a freaking dog with like a halo over his head with, and it at this point people know. And then when they meet me somewhere and, I introduce myself and they don't exactly remember, and all of a sudden they're like, I know, the dog.
Yeah.
The dog. I remember your card, the dog. So it sticks. So you can use whatever you want, but it has to tell your story, the story of your business. It has to be relevant to your business.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure your kids are cute, but that's not it.
Yeah, I would say my only cautionary tale about logos, and maybe I could be wrong around this or not, but if you're doing like a logo per se on your site, like as your profile picture. Typically, I see that with like photographers, business owners. In the world of network marketing, you don't want to be using your company logo at all as a network marketer, direct sales. Like, you are not your company. And I just want to make that distinction because they already have their brand. They already have their Facebook page. They're already building your business. Really what you are is a consultant for them. You're somebody that is talking about their products, helping them sell their products, but you're not necessarily owner of the company. So in terms of logos, make sure that it's specific to you as a logo. You guys talk about like everyone needs, like my chef coat is part of my brand. Doesn't matter what I do up here and change everything else. You see a chef coat when you walk through somewhere, you're going to know it's me. And it's just the distinction of having the chef coat on, right? So that is, I could literally just have a picture of a chef coat on my profile image if I really wanted to, and you guys would know who that is. So there's different ways to play with that, but it really needs to be making sure that it's your logo and not a network marketing logo, a direct sales company logo, Walmart or anything like that. Like, that's what I would shy away from.
I agree, and thank you for pointing that out, because my logo, when I say my logo, it's a photograph. It's not like, it's a photograph of a dog. Now, I kind of manipulated it, in Photoshop, but yes, it's absolutely a photograph. So, but I agree. I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say, it doesn't have to be them looking into the camera smiling. It doesn't have your face like this, but it can be a really cool, creative lifestyle photo. What I'm trying to say is, think less headshot. Think more, go open a magazine, and not a fashion magazine, but like a magazine, I don't know, Oprah, with interviews, and look what photojournalistic pictures look like. That's where I draw from. So I draw from my photojournalistic experience, and taking it into creating images, like what we did for Hillary, I guess, would be a good example.
So what did we do for Hillary? Walk me through the process of Hillary.
So Hillary, we started talking. The first thing we did was to have a consultation on Skype, because Hillary was in, what is it, Trinidad, I think, right? Yeah. So, and I'm in Orlando, in Florida. So we met, and, she was just sitting there, and her daughters were there jumping around, and she was telling me about her story and what she does. And it's the marketing mom, right? Right, Hillary? Tell me if I'm making any mistakes there. And with the details. And all I could think about, so Hillary works from wherever she is. Wherever she is her office. But what I was looking at specifically, because it was Skype, she was home and the desk was there, and it was a big mess, with kids stuff and all over, and the girls were running around. And I was thinking about how when you go into someone's office, like in real life, if I walked into someone's office now, usually if they have a fan, they have picture frames in the background with the kids, right? This is my wife, these are the kids, right? And I was thinking it would be really interesting to create kind of a virtual pretend frame for her daughter. So when I photographed Hillary, it was at a hotel, and I asked her to bring her daughter's favorite toys, the things that I saw laying around, and she brought them. And we basically, so I have Hillary in the shot. I have Hillary in front of her laptop, which that's what it looks like. I mean, that's how she works. But we have all of her daughter's favorite toys all over the hotel table. As if she's at home, kind of going with that concept. And then we had her tablet and her phone. On the tablet, we put a picture of one of her daughters, and on her phone, we put a freeze frame of her other daughter. So it's kind of a virtual frame, like you walked into her office now, and you're looking at her daughters in the. Oh, this is my daughter, in the pictures. I still have Hillary, beautiful face, smiling, but I have a whole story around it.
Which is perfect, because it ties into her as a marketing mom, right? She's marketing, she's a mom, she's going to have something like that, and I think it's brilliant. I mean, the pictures I saw were phenomenal.
Well, thank you. And I was just going to say, now that would be a perfect example when you would use your children in your pictures. Yes, absolutely. But because it does have to do with what she does. Yeah. She is the marketing mom, so that's why it worked out perfectly. And it's still, so she can crop it and she can just use her smiling face in the headshot if she wants the little I don't know what to call it, the little picture on Facebook. But on the main picture, she can put the full photograph with the whole scene, basically.
And that connects the two together. So it's a picture of her, and then it has the cover photo or the whatever, the big show, whatever on social media, and that's the one she gets to use to tie the story together.
Okay.
I love that.
Yeah.
So Lisa had a great question. I think even Jan asked this one. Should you always dress or have a certain piece of accessory or something like that when you do like your live photo, like your live videos, right? Because we have a lot of our audience that does live videos. So is there something that you should always keep the same? Like an element that you should always keep the same to create the relatability?
I love it. Well, like Susie Armand did, yeah, with the earrings. Yes, I think it's a really good idea. For me, it's really easy. It's the curls. I don't need to do anything. It's just, so I'm using it. It works. But yes, I think that's a great idea. If you have something that you can use over and over that they will recognize, I will, word of caution, it has to be something that you want connected with your brain. So it has to be, it can't, because the other thing it can do is it can distract from you. Does that make sense? So you're going live and you have this incredible necklace on you, right? And can you imagine if all of you now would be looking at this going, man, where'd you get, all the questions on the side would be, where'd you get that necklace? That is so cool. I want, you know what I mean? It's distracting. Yeah. It needs to be something that is relevant, and not distracting. And I think it's a great idea. If you have something, I don't know, something that would definitely connect visually. Absolutely, yes.
I've seen everything from, there was a guy on the market that he was the furry hat guy. And every single video, now it wasn't the same furry hat, but it was some outrageous furry hat or something that he would wear. Live events, doing videos, whatever. That was his thing, right? I've seen people get color specific, so they want a specific color attached to them. So I see a girl that I know that does a little bit of pink, so she's always wearing something pink on her shirt, or it's striped, or a sweater. So there's always a little pink in her videos or whatever she's doing, and so she's attaching a color to the brand. Like you said, the earrings are very simple. Mine is a chef coat. It's pretty simple. It could be the way you have there's one lady, guys, I think you guys know her, she does a Napoleon hair color. It's like a pink strip here, and then it goes blonde, and then it goes brown, and that's her thing. Like, that's the one thing, Sandy. And she does it, and that's her thing. Like, she could be whatever thing else, but her hair color, whatever it is what sets her apart. But just know that once you start that brand, like Rinat said, you have to stay there. Like, I can't just ditch the chef coat, because as many of you guys have said, and this actually took place in real life too when I was a chef at Disney. If I ever met up with my employees or anywhere and I wasn't wearing the chef jacket, they most of the time would not recognize me. They would walk right by and not even recognize me because they're so trained to look for the white jacket. And I even have that problem with the EMP guys. They're so used to seeing me in the chef jacket that I've walked into live events and they're like, dude, were you even there? And I was like, yeah, I was there the whole time. Like, we never saw you. Because they're so blind, unless I'm wearing a chef jacket, they don't even recognize me. And it's just what it is. So be careful what you're choosing, because it really does represent who you are and what you're up to.
Right. I was going to say, I'm reading here, I think it was Alyssa that said that she used, she uses the family pictures for Facebook ads. So that's something else. Again, you got to figure out what your brand is. Is that what you want to? It could be incredible family pictures. Don't get me wrong. I know there are incredible photographers out there, but why does it relate to your brand, right? You got to think about that. When I did the photo marketing strategy, before I click the camera, like that's like the last part of the process. I decide on which pictures to use for your brand based on research. So first thing I do is actually interview the person. So with Hillary, so we went with an interview process where I have specific questions that I ask to pull her story out of her. And then once I have her story, I go ahead and I research Hillary's target audience. And what is their purchasing behavior, basically? How do they behave? And then what I do is I kind of marry the two together. So I figure out her story, and I have the results of what makes her target audience tick, and basically in purchase. And then I figure out how to create a creative photo out of that. And it also depends, at that point, it depends on the client, in terms of their clients who are very conservative, that my dog would drive them insane. Fine logo, for example, right? Because they're very conservative. And I have clients who just like warm and fuzzy pictures. And it really is very important because these pictures represent you. So I have a very specific test that I created to understand where are you comfortable on the scale of very creative pictures to very conservative pictures. So I guess what I'm trying to tell you is there's a lot of thought behind creating a photo marketing strategy before I actually go ahead and click the pictures. Once I click, we're having fun.
Yep.
It's, yeah.
So, and so Alyssa asked, she's definitely, her business is about building free time, being time with the family. So she's like, in this case, it actually may work because it's like, I'm showing you guys that, hey, I've got the time with my family. I'm building that. That could potentially work.
Right, I agree. And the question is, I don't know, what her family pictures look like. When she says, I'm building time with my family, I want to see her hanging out with her family. I want to see fun. I want to see carefree. I don't necessarily want to see a family looking into the camera, smiling, looking pretty, which again, it's a beautiful family picture, but it's not necessarily what I want to see as a target audience. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. So that would, and if they're casual and fun photos and candid, and here's the other thing, you should know, how long have you used them? Do they work for you? If they work for you, they work. I mean, right? Yep. That's something you kind of got to figure out what works for you. And that's it at the end of the day. There are things that sometimes, I've had pictures before that I really didn't think would work, and they work great. And I had pictures that I was like, this is awesome. I totally nailed it. I got the best shot ever, and I'm the only one that thinks that.
Okay. There you go. So let's chat a little bit about the Elite Marketing Pro strategy, right? So, because we came to you specifically because I was like, because here's how the story really went down. I said, hey guys, we need to get a professional photo of us. We're all meeting in one place at the first time for a couple of years. And the first response back was, yeah, I got my Apple phone. We'll just take a picture of us standing against the wall. And I was like, no, that's not the image I want for our company. So I was like, so what can we do? And that's when I was talking with Rinat, and we were having a conversation. And I said, this would probably be a really good match to have you come and do an actual professional photo shoot for us. And so you kind of heard what Elite Marketing Pro is doing. We're, a mentorship, coaching. We connect with people. We teach them how to share their message. And your thought process was?
So I was thinking about messages. How do we kind of get our message across? Is basically where I was coming from, and I was thinking about just the very, very basic of how to get a message across, and then what we do when we're children is the phone cup, the phone cup phone. And I thought that would be such a fun visual. And there were, how many people did we have in that group shot? Like, how many
12.
were you?
12.
Well, yeah. So to connect everybody with a string phone, right? Yeah. To connect everybody with a string phone, I thought would be so fun. And then the other thing is you can do many things with a string phone, you know. You can shout, somebody can shout into it, somebody can listen, somebody can, we got all kinds. So you can get, there are different ways to get different messages, basically using the string phone. And that's what I wanted to show. And that was one of them, and that was so fun. That was one of the funnest things because you guys were very cooperative too. So we had one of the phone cups. Who was it that was receiving messages from the sky? I don't remember who.
Good God, I don't even remember.
Right.
It was either Tim Irway or it was Matt Crystal because Fernie was yelling at somebody.
Or two.
Yeah.
So, and also adding a little bit of humor for your company was absolutely perfect because you guys, I mean, that's your personality, right? That's your company personality. So it was perfect. It wouldn't work for a different company necessarily, but for your company, it was perfect. And then the other thing that I wanted to show was, I mean, you constantly work with either a tablet or a phone or you're in front of the laptop. You're always there, so that can translate into a very boring visual, you know, unless you kind of have fun with it. So ended up using I think it was a bicycle rack. Was where I just had everybody kind of sit and pose in different poses with whatever the electrical whatever it was, the phone or the tablet, and doing different funny things, but communicating with each other, showing things and listening. Somebody in the back was taking a selfie.
Yeah, we had Andrew back there taking a selfie. We had Fernie back there messing around with Andrew. We had people on phones. Matt and I were watching a video testimonial from one of our affiliates. We had, Tim sitting on the ground thinking, which is like his normal mode. That's actually exactly what he does, even when I go to see him. So it was just so realistic. For what we were doing, because it was like engaging. It's not just looking at the tablet, and it was captured brilliantly.
Well, it's about showing your personality through the pictures. I mean, my goal was that people will see who you are and what you do. So, and create a visual that, someone's going to look at and go, what are they doing? Click.
Yep.
That's the goal.
I did. For those of you guys that got the email, there was a picture in there, and that's actually the one that Rinat and I are describing, which is the one across the background. And I asked you guys, I'm like, what did you guys think of the picture? What was your feedback? Like, what did you like about the image? Because it was created with a specific intent in mind. So I'm just curious, did you guys see it? What did you think? What was your, did you think we were a fun group of people? Did you think that we were a serious business? I'm just curious. What did you guys think when you saw the photo?
Fun.
Fun people, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And
here they go.
Yeah, it looks like a fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's a group of people you want to be around, right? Like, who wouldn't want to hang out with us?
My motto, really, this is what hold on, I'm going to read it to you. I have the quote right here, hold on, because it's perfect. Warren Buffett. We only want to link up with people whom we like, admire, and trust. I mean, that's it, We want to link up with people who we know and like. How do I make people like you in one shot? So,
got it.
Yeah, modes of different communication. Yeah, that's great. Great. Thanks, guys, for the feedback. That's awesome.
Yeah. Hillary, I think the question was asked. You said if you're doing daily videos, Should your daily videos be the same as your profile image? I think that question was answered. I'm just checking out because I see a couple of pictures that are coming up, so that's perfect. Pictures are worth 1,000 words. Absolutely. And they get you to stop.
Well, that's, yeah. Again, remember what I said? I call it a visual white noise. What we have going on right now. I mean, how many pictures do we all see all day? You know, why would I want to look at your picture? Mm-hmm. Why would I want to spend my time that's so valuable to look at your photograph? So always start with why. Why are you taking this picture? That I teach photography, so that's, I always tell my students, before you click, think before you click, you know, why are you taking this picture? So think about it. It's really, really important, because when you actually stop and think, you have a much better chance of creating a visual that would make somebody stop and look. That makes sense?
It does. All right. So you've given us some valuable information, I mean, some critical information in the world. And I love the fact that this is your profession. I love the fact that you actually work with businesses, right? It's not just taking the photo. Like, this is what I want you guys to understand about what Rinat does, is that she doesn't just take a photo, she creates a marketing strategy within that photo. She's able to really capture the essence of a business through an image. And it is very rare to find a photographer that does that. That can really look beyond what you are physically and actually help you convey the story of really what you want your audience to know about you. And that is one of the beautiful things. I mean, she's done pictures for our Fast Track members. She's done pictures for our community. And, you know, I want to continue working with her and what she's up to, because it's just so incredible what she's accomplished. I know she works with local lawyers. I know she's worked with plastic surgeons. I know she's done so many incredible businesses, and it's not just one specific niche, which gives her the ability to really look at people and look at their business in a way that's unconventional for most photographers. Most photographers take headshots and they take pictures, and there's actually a strategy that goes on in her head. I know it does. And she's just really exceptional at this. So if you guys want to learn more about what she does, Hillary, if you can put Rinat's website again, I recommend highly, you guys, especially if you're living in the Florida, Orlando area, you know, get with her, because she's absolutely amazing. I'm definitely going to plug her. I'm absolutely plugging what she does, because I think she's incredible, and I really just love what she's been able to create, not only for the company Elite Marketing Pro, but also for our Fast Track members and for our future Fast Track members that she's going to have an opportunity to work with. So it is a pleasure having you on here. Like, truly, I am so glad that we connected in a co-working space, and the connection has been one of the most valuable that I can ever explain with you. It's just been an amazing journey with you.
It's been incredible. I absolutely love it, and I love working with you. And I will say this, for people who are out of town, out of Orlando, out of Florida, first of all, I travel and I do this internationally. The other thing is, though, I also do consultations. If it's something where you just want to understand a little bit more about how to pull your story and translate it into images. So I do Skype consultations and meetings. If that's something that, you know, you feel would help you at this stage. And last thought, and like I said, go on my website. I have a free ebook on there that would give you 5 tips on how to, you can just download it. It's going to give you 5 tips on how to create a better visual brand. So it's going to go into more details, what we talked about here. And the other thing, I will say this, if you all decide to photograph yourselves, which is okay, because, you know, we're all photographers today. So just please, if you learn how to photograph better, that would probably help your brand. So that's something else if you want to think about. And like I said, I'm finishing a book right now. And that's also on my website if you want to check it out. And it's called What's Wrong with My Camera. So it's for, and I'll let me help you here. What's wrong with your camera is you. You need to know how to use it. That's what's wrong with your camera. So if you want to learn how to photograph better and because I mean, there's so many talented people, and the tools are out there. So if you do want to take better pictures, you definitely can do it. Just learn how to photograph better. So I got the book coming out. That's also on the website.
Also, yeah, Michael, you're asking about the ebook. Go to her website. It's posted just above. So, guys, just click on it, get to know about her. She's done incredible things. I think even she has a blog post on Elite Marketing Pro and the photo shoot that we did together. You guys have seen some of the photos. We put it out there for you guys to look at, and it's just really been, it's a great marketing tool to have that information around for us. Perfect.
And I just linked, I linked the free ebook. Yeah, and I'll also do a link for the book just so you have it if anybody wants it. So there's a direct link, but people say they get, well, you told me, how many hours did you spend on my website? I can't remember the first time we talked. Do you remember?
I spent about 30, 45 minutes clicking through images. I was just like clicking everything. I was having a field day.
Yeah, so if you can get lost in there. So these are direct links if you want to find specifically what we were just talking about today.
Awesome. So before we wrap up, are there any last minute questions between our Facebook and our Fire Talk fans that are on here? You guys are definitely, they love you. They are super excited about what you've taught them, what you've shared with them in terms of branding, imaging, marketing, photography. You know, she's brilliant, and like I said, she's somebody I'm super proud to know. And you know, we'll continue to build our relationship, continue to build our friendship. You know, you just never know. So don't be afraid to network in your own local community for amazing people. You never know who you'll find, for sure.
Same here, same here. So rock on, guys, for your own small business. I want to say that. Go with the small business. That's awesome.
All right. Well, Hillary, I don't see any other questions. Hillary, do we have any other questions on Facebook? I'm going to ask you real quick. Is that a yes or no? I know they're a little bit delayed behind us. Nope, no questions on Facebook. All right. So, Rinat, thank you so much. Again, appreciate everything you do and the amazing person that you are. Thank you for coming on and joining us today. And it looks like we just lost her. And we're wrapping. So, have a good one night. All right, did we still have you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Still here? No image. You've turned off your camera. All right.
Here, well, no.
Enjoy the rest of your week. You guys make it a great one, and we'll see you guys inside the community. Thank you again. Bye, guys. Oof. Oof.